Okay, good morning. This is Monday, October 24th, 2022. In another day of trading. Basically, I'm watching the markets because we talked about these balance areas briefly. I am going to make a separate video on what this means and go into some detail. And this is what I'm trading. I'm trading within this balance area, and I wait for the markets to form these little balance areas. Rectangle right here. Oops. Right there, there's another one. They're all over the place. And when the market gets in this area, it eventually breaks out and it goes in that direction. And that's what it's doing here. And sometimes it breaks out and it comes back. And that's also what I'm going to teach you what that's about and how to watch for those and when to trade when that happens. Because sometimes they're fake outs. And those are actually easy to figure out what a breakout is. And not to trade that. Or actually, you could trade it opposite direction. But anyway, this is something I'll be teaching you along the way. But for now, today, this is where we're at. Let me get this out of here. Because I just want to focus on this right here. And see what day... There we go. So our main focus is this. And also here's the trend. That means long-term trend, we are in a bear market. But even though during a bear market, meaning the market's going down since the beginning of the year, it still goes down and up, down and up. Markets always will do that, no matter what. And this is just part of physics. This is how it goes. And it's buying and selling. Again, this is a game of buying and selling. You buy here. You sell here. You buy. And you sell. You buy. That's all this is. That's why I don't have any indicators. Nothing. This tells me everything right here. And for what I see now, this market, I believe is going to break out and come up. Now, am I going to put my money on it? Well, not right now. Again, I'm going to talk about these areas and how you buy and sell within the areas if you want to trade within this area. But I had purchased some call options, but I bought them down here. So if the market doesn't break out and go up here and it turns around and comes down and breaks down, and I get that indication of it, the confirmation actually that it is breaking down, then I get out of my position and then I'll reverse it and I'll take a small loss. But I would never buy a call option up here. If anything, I would buy a put option thinking the market's going to go down. And we are in a bear market, and it would make sense to buy a put option, because this would go down and bounce again and come back up. But my intuition tells me I don't think that's going to happen. And again, I'm not betting on that because I already have my positions in. It could happen. I'm thinking because this has been strung out for so many days, this is getting pretty big. You can see all these other balance areas are not really that big. This one here, pretty good size one, and the direction it took off was pretty big. This is really collecting a lot of energy, and if the market takes off going this way and it comes up, I don't think it's going to go too much past this line. Now, this line here doesn't have to be exact, doesn't have to follow it. It could poke through, and it could even come out even with that. and then come down. And I don't know yet until I see the amount of force it has. So this is actually trading in the now. Trading, it's we have to kind of forget about what's going on here and just trade this and then feel this, how much energy is gathering here. How many buyers are stepping in, or how many sellers are stepping in. And then when it breaks, then you're going to feel it. And that's the reason why I'm in the market now. I didn't buy a lot of positions. In fact, I usually only buy about 10 contracts. And then sometimes I'll buy 10 here, it'll come up here, and then I'll buy 10 more here. So not a lot. And the reason for that is because I need to be in this market in order to feel it. And that's what I'm doing. Now, once it breaks out, then I can start loading up on the contracts, and wait till it gets to the top when I feel that top. Because basically, you're going to have to really feel this. There's no indicator that's going to tell you this is the top, except for these balance areas. You got a little balance area here, but it could keep going. This is where intuition comes in, and this is what's really saved me a lot. So far, as of right this minute, this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that this week, it's eventually going to poke out. But again, I'm not putting my money on that. I already have my money down here. I'm not putting my money on it until it finally breaks out. And then when it does, I have to have confirmation. And usually I look for confirmation on the 4-hour chart. Usually, not always. But most of the time I do that. And when it breaks out and it comes back, usually breaks out and comes back. Sometimes it breaks out with so much force it just keeps going, like this one did. It just kept going down. And it might do that, but again, I have to feel that. So if it breaks out and then the next bar stays up, then I'm thinking, okay, chances are it's going to keep going, because look at the amount of time it's spent in here. It's got to bust out, and it's probably going to bust out pretty big. Yeah, so that's about it. It's very easy. There's no rocket science about this. I know a lot of these people, they have all their indicators and all their different colors and all this stuff in here, and that's very, very confusing to me, and that really taxes your emotions. You don't need any of that stuff. This is it. That's it. And there might be some traders that, I'm talking about professional traders, that probably wouldn't like that I'm showing you this, because they're thinking that if everybody knew this, then everybody's going to make money and people are going to, eventually the market's going to have to change. But that's not true, because out of all this stuff that I'm teaching you, there's statistically only 1% of the people are going to get this. And 1% could be hundreds or even thousands of people. And if I can help change their lives in that way, then that's great. 1%'s good. But as far as having 30% of the people or 40, and that would really change the market, that's just not going to happen, because that's not human nature. People just don't do that. They go to these seminars, like Tony Robbins seminars, and only 1% actually of the people in those workshops actually change their life permanently. And the rest of them, they just, they get hyped up for that day or for a week. And I'm sure they get some change, but nothing really permanent. And that's just human nature, just the way things work. So again, let's see what happens during the week. And again, this is pretty simple, I have my alert here. There's nothing for me to do. I can actually walk away, go to the gym, go for a run, do all kinds of stuff. And when I get this alert, I'll have my phone with me. I have my buy orders set, and I can just buy when I see that second bar. again, I have to feel it. And that's how the game's played. It's really that simple. But it's not so simple that people are really understanding this, because there's so many people that are into all the indicators and the news. You got some live news here. What's going on? There's nothing really important here. This doesn't tell me anything other than there's just a lot of chatter talking about gold. Doesn't mean anything to me. Everything's right here. This is it. So I'm going to teach you a very, very simple system that a lot of people are probably not going to incorporate, only because it's too simple. And everybody's looking for something complicated because they think that's how you trade. And sure, you see these people with 3 screens and, like I said, all the different colors, and talking really big about the market. But you don't need any of that. This is it. Okay, so I'll check back with you guys later and see where these markets are going. And let's see if it's time to break out here, or maybe it comes back down here. We'll see. Okay, check back with you later.